Thank you for the introduction. So I am another one of the MFA students, and I in particular focus on painting, as you can see above. The issue I'm trying to address within my painting specifically is the problem of the objectification of the queer body within the queer community. The best way I can point this out as an example is through the queer hookup app, guised as a dating app, Grindr. For anyone who doesn't know what Grindr is, it is, I would describe as this lawless wasteland where people say and do things they would never do outside of this app. You are coerced into sharing your body with other people, and from there, people tend to take ownership of your body. They objectify your body. They criticize it and tell you why it is wrong. So I'm always thinking about how to counteract that. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about Islamic art. Islamic art has been a huge part of my art education. I've been lucky enough to study it for multiple years and capstoning that with trips to Qatar in the Middle East, as well as Istanbul, Turkey. When in those countries, I spent almost all of my time visiting various Islamic mosques. I'm talking around 20 to 30 Islamic mosques. And in those mosques was the first time in my life I knew what it meant for something to be sacred. It's something that's purely emotional, it's purely artistic, and I don't know how to describe it in words. But in Islamic art and design, it is seen as a principle that you cannot represent a sacred figure such as Allah in a figurative way. Instead, you must use ornamentation, decoration, labor, color, geometry. And so I try to incorporate those formal elements within my paintings, which you can see with the bright orange, the geometry of the green lines, and the repetition of the floral organic shapes. And so I'm interested in that and how that kind of creates this painting that has some type of sacred feeling. But simultaneously, I'm interested in the abstraction behind Islamic art. In abstraction, I'm lucky enough to be able to choose how much information I give the viewer. Most of you probably don't know what this painting is when you're first looking at it. You just have some type of pure feeling about it. And what I like about that is you have to sit with this painting and you have to learn what this painting is about. And something about you putting in that labor helps me feel safe. So for you, those of you who have not been able to tell yet, this is a painting of my anus, which is something that is very controversial to talk about in a space like this, but it's also a site of great objectification within the queer community. So I'm interested in the slow read from abstraction as a way of creating empathy in the viewer, and I'm interested in the ornamentation of Islamic art as a way of elevating my body to the point that it is sacred. Thank you.